Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much to our witnesses who are here today. Appreciate your time and your willingness to be here and speak with us and answer these very important questions. Now, I'm going to get right to it. Members of Congress have been told that American taxpayers were defrauded a possible $560 billion as a result of the federal government's negligence in carrying out these federal COVID relief funding programs. And I'm going to start with a rhetorical question here, but does anyone know of an organization in America or around the world, public or private, that has been scammed out of $560 billion? And simply, is that okay? I certainly can't think of one, and I don't think that it's okay either. So after what was the largest fleecing in American history, possibly world history, can any one of the witnesses today give me the name of one administrator, one director, a supervisor that was fired, demoted, or put on leave because they failed to keep hundreds of billions of dollars from being stolen from the American taxpayers? And I'll yield very quickly to each of our witnesses for a simple yes or no. I'll start with you, Director Smith.
No, ma'am, that's not my focus.
Thank you.
I don't know if as I sit here, I could ask the fellow IGs to see if they know of any actions that have been taken from an administrative side.
Thank you.
Yeah, offhand.
Thank you. I didn't think so. And that's pretty insane. $560 billion we're projecting. And we have hundreds of billions of dollars lost, causing massive inflation. 70% of the money, according to the CEO of LexisNexis Risk Solutions, ended up lining the pockets of crime syndicates in countries like China, Nigeria, Russia, and not a single person in charge of distributing that money has been held accountable. So here's how badly the American taxpayer was conned. The United States federal government has reportedly been defrauded of more money in the last 2 years than the entire 2022 tax revenue of England, Italy, Mexico, Ireland, Greece, Israel, Canada, Poland, and Brazil combined. The American taxpayers have one question: how the heck were these bureaucrats so dang incompetent that they were being scammed out of $35 million every hour for nearly 2 years? Absolutely insane. And what's equally concerning is the fact that for years, Congress has known the size and scope of which the American taxpayer was defrauded, yet this committee refused to act until now that Republicans hold the gavel. And in a desperate attempt to protect the Bidens, the big tech industry, the Democrat Party, the mainstream media has tried to discredit this committee before our work has even begun. There should be nothing more bipartisan than ensuring American tax dollars aren't stolen by fraudsters. But sadly, it's taken a Republican-controlled Oversight and Accountability Committee to be willing to get to work on it. So here we are, the American people had their businesses shut down, they lost their jobs, their livelihoods, their life's work because of government mandates and shutdowns. And that same government spent trillions of dollars, lost hundreds of billions, and the result is skyrocketing inflation and interest rates for the American people. And our role is to ensure that we find out how this happened and make sure that it never happens again and hold those that stole money from the American people accountable. And Chair Horowitz, I would like to ask you, under the Biden administration, we have seen the DOJ wage a full-out attack against the American people, from accusing parents concerned about their children's education of being domestic terrorists, to raiding the homes of pro-life activists, to pressuring private companies to censor conservatives. As Republicans have continued to mention throughout this hearing, there's a clear difference between people who were issued improper payments versus fraudsters who have stolen hundreds of billions of dollars collectively from the American taxpayer with malicious intent. Now, Chair Horowitz, what is the Department of Justice doing to ensure that the federal government is targeting criminals and those who knowingly took millions of dollars from the federal government to fund criminal gangs in Russia, China, and Nigeria?
So we've worked with the department, inspectors general and the PRAC, have worked with the Justice Department on these investigative matters. They've set up a fraud task force. We're a member of it with the Secret Service. We've worked closely with law enforcement partners across the federal government. It's going to take a substantial amount of time, effort, and resources because there are so many cases. We have that partnership working right now. We're going to continue to refer cases to them, and they're going to have to make assessments on which cases to bring criminally. We're also working with them on the improper payment side with the civil lawyers as well because, again, we want to get the money back for the taxpayers.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield back.